I have a controversial topic to discuss with you today. But before I venture into the topic, I'd like to give you a short narration of a story. Now, when we were growing up, my mother narrated something to me. I won't say a story, but an event. She said that when she was growing up, there was honesty in the land to an extent that some people, especially some farmers, when they want to sell their product or their produce, they will lay it by the roadside and they will use stick to indicate the price that they want to sell it. Probably they want to sell it 3 cobbles now. They will put 3 sticks on it to indicate that they're going to sell 3 cobbles, and they will do that for their produce, and they will not be there. They will go. Then whoever that is passing on the road, if that's passing by the road, when they see that, they will see the produce and they will see the price. They will just pick the produce and pay and put the money right there exposed. Then the farmer will come back. It's either to meet the produce or to meet the money. That was the level of the honesty back then when she was growing up. Now, back to the topic. Are Westerners stupid? Yes, it may be somehow controversial. Now, in 2009, when I first heard about scamming here, especially the Americans, scamming them. Now, I was very, very quick to judge that it's like Westerners are stupid. They are not as brilliant, as wise as been depicted in the Hollywood movies. Until about 4 years ago, that I had to sit down and think that what is actually behind this? Why is it like this? That was when I realized all the factors that are responsible for the ability of the crooks to be able to scam Americans and other Westerners. I'm going to highlight 3 factors that make it possible for crooks to scam Westerners. I'm going to highlight 3 of them that makes it very, very easy for them and possible to scam them. Number one of them is honesty. Honesty, and generosity or kindness. Now, the truth is that due to one reason or the other, probably the way they are living there, majorly speaking, just like we know here, not that I believe Westerners are kind people, they are generous. And when I'm saying Westerners are kind, I'm not saying we don't have horrible and devilish people among them. No, I'm not saying. But I'm saying that majority of them are kind, generous, and loving people. And when you are generous and you are loving, the moment somebody is begging and crying that they need something, you are very, very likely to offer that thing to them, even though the person will be saying something different behind you. They are very, very likely to give you that thing. We all know it is in human nature to that. Then number 2 is that the technology that is available to the population right there. The technology that is available to population, whether they are old or they are young. Like for example, in this Nigeria now, even the youth, only very few percentage of us have access to the internet. Unlike them over there, that are no matter your age, an 80-year-old woman will have access to the internet. And due to the fact that internet is in their mother tongue, it's very, very easy for them to operate it. So, like an 80-year-old woman who is very, very trusting, the grandma, very, very trusting and very, very generous, when they meet somebody online and they start begging for money, telling them they have this problem, they have that, and the woman has enough, that the woman has more than enough, it is very, very likely for the old woman to give them certain money. And it's also very, very likely for the old woman to trust them with their money, especially if they are also pretending to be living in the same country as them. They find it very, very easy to do that with them. So they make use of that. And the worst of them is that 98% of those that are scammed, they are vulnerable people, and which is applicable in all the countries, unless the previous factors that I explained are not present. And for the vulnerable people, we have widow or widower in some cases. Now, a woman whom has lost her husband for the past 10 years, been lonely, all her children, they've gone out to settle down. She's been living alone for 10 years. And all of a sudden, she meets a man on the internet, and the man starts, talking to her, giving her all these sweet talks. I love you. You're a beautiful woman. She has never been complimented for the past 20 years, and somebody all of a sudden comes and start complimenting them. You are beautiful. I love you. I can't do without you. You are the most lovable woman I have ever seen. All those kind of rubbish that they don't mean in a bit. Start telling them. It is very, very possible for the widow to lose God. It's very, very possible for the most the most sagacious woman or a person to lose God and throw out their common sense. It's very, very possible. Now, aside from the widow, we have the divorcee. They're having problems. They just recently divorced. They're having problems. They need a shoulder to lean on. Those kind of people are very, very vulnerable. And the last one, the third one, is somebody, a woman or a man in an abusive marriage. Being abusive marriage for the past 15 years that they've been married, the man has never said anything positive about the woman. He's been abusing. You are stupid, you are too fat, you are ugly. No man will like, it happens vice versa too. Probably a woman abusing a man, but that one is not as common as a man abusing the woman. Now, in such a case, if such woman comes online, even if not to look for a partner, if she comes across these crooks, these scammers, these scums, yes, I was looking for these scums. Now, and he start, flattering them, telling them all this. I love you. You are Satan. You are beautiful, my angel. I dreamed about it just last night. I dreamed that we're married. Oh my, I can never live without you. It's human nature. It is very, very possible for her to be defrauded. Now, when such a man that has been flattering her for the past 2 months now tells her, she's been living the fantasy. Such a beautiful man. Oh my God, he's very beautiful. He's very handsome or beautiful in some cases, and he loves me. Giving me all these kind of promises. And all of a sudden, he's in problem and he needs 1,000. Oh, babe, I'm going to need $1,000. Please, can you help me? I'll give it back to you. You are not giving me. You are borrowing. You are lending me. I'll give it back to you in the next 2 weeks, please. It's very liable. It is very, very possible for the woman to give the money to the scam. Very, very possible. Very, very possible. Now, all this explanation I'm given, that doesn't mean that we don't have stupid people among the Westerners. Don't get me wrong. In fact, every group of humans, we have stupid ones among us. Now, before I mention those things that I categorize as the stupid ones among the Westerners, now let me talk about the one that I've encountered here in Nigeria, here among my acquaintances. There was a woman. She visited me. She's my wife precisely, and we're talking about scammer. Those people that will call you and they will tell you also, say call, they'll call you and tell you that they are calling from your bank, that you tell them the numbers behind your ATM card, the serial number behind your ATM card. We're talking about that. The man was contributing that it's a very, very bad thing. Do you know that the following week, the woman was called by a scammer, and I don't know what happened. Do you know that she told the scammer, when the scammer asked for the number behind their ATM card, it was after, she said after 10 minutes or 15 minutes that she read the number to him. That was when she realized that bankers don't do this. She now quickly went to bank and to block the ATM card. So what I'm saying is that it is available in every country. But some factors, some circumstances will determine if it is easy to achieve or not. And those people that are labeled as stupid, they are these ones. We have some of them, let's say we have few of them, that when they go to Western Union or MoneyGram or Real to send money to to the scam that they think loves them is possibly in some cases where the cashier or the attendant would tell them, madam, why are you sending this money to provide? For example, let me use my country. I'm sending this money in China. Who is the person? Do you know the person personally? They may say, okay, no, I don't know. I met them online. Oh, the cashier would tell them, please, madam, it's possible that you are being scammed. It's very, very possible. Those cases where they will argue with the cashier, and when the cashier refuses to send the money for them, they will go to another place and send the money. And later, they'll be crying that they've been scammed. Those kind of people that I see are behaving stupidly and being stupid. I watched a video on YouTube about a woman. She went to buy a gift card. She was warned by the attendant / she's being scammed. She wanted to buy 3,000 gift card, 3,000 Google Play gift cards. She was warned. Then the scammer told her to go to bank. When she got to bank, she was also warned by the cashier that, madam, you are being scammed. Do you know that she had to travel probably to another county or another town to send the money? She sent the money and she later regretted that she came online and started crying and lamenting that she has been scammed. Now look at that. How do you protect such people? There's nothing you can do. You can't arrest them. You can't lock them up. There's nothing anybody can do with that because they've been warned. Some even have the knowledge of scamming to an extent. They've watched some videos about the scamming, yet they fall the victim. Those kind of people are those that I can label as being stupid. But we have many senior citizens, 70 years, 65 years, 80 years, that they've never heard of scamming. They don't, they don't have the experience of being online. They don't know it. So those kind of people, they are very vulnerable to be scammed. So no group of people is stupid, generally speaking. If the same thing happens, like for example now, we have easy access to the internet, we have people that are not suffering too much like we have in Nigeria, the same thing will be applicable. We have Americans that will find it very, very easy to scam us here in Nigeria. That is what I know. If you have any suggestion, anything against, counter arguments on this video, please let me know in the comment section below. Remember, this is just my opinion. It's very likely for me to be wrong. Please, and be gentle with me. That's just the way I see it. Please. All right. That's what I have for this video. My patrons, thank you so much for supporting my channel, especially Mr. Michael Thomas, a very wonderful man. Thank you. And if you want to become my patron, the link will be in the description of the video. And if you don't want to become my patron, just want to buy me a cup of coffee, the link to do that will also be in the description of the video. See you next time.